what advice will you give brands around that continuous optimization, how to refresh and update their ongoing strategy without burdening their teams to the point where they don't ever want to see another marketplace launch again?
Yeah, it's again, right, just what I said, it's cadence and it's focus. It's not, hey, every month we're going to figure out what we're going to do. No, you're establishing that maybe on a quarterly basis, and you're saying, hey, we're focused on these 3 priority marketplaces because we know there's room for improvement. We're focusing on our top 20% of our items, and we're going to focus on, from a content optimization perspective, right, we're going to focus on title, bullets, and description, and we're going to have a flow for that. And you're identifying those, let's say in month 1, you're actioning in month 2, in the beginning of the next quarter, you're starting your next set. And it's a framework, and it's systems work, right? That's why systems are a thing. It's the more you do it, the easier it becomes. What we've noticed is that it's a little uncomfy in the beginning because people aren't used to doing it this way. But once you have that system in place and you're following it every quarter, whatever cadence you decide, it starts to flow and it becomes a natural part of your marketplace management of your PDPs. And you'll start to see that, like I said, that example, you'll see that lift within the first 6 months.
I think that's great. Jordi, anything that you'd add from a continuous improvement perspective? Any tools that you've seen you work really well?
Yeah, I can maybe also give you it with a real life example.
Yeah.
I think one of our clients basically when they started to use our platform, they saw, particularly on, like, they had a lot of changing SKUs. So instead of having to keep doing that spreadsheet upload, whatever, they automated it with our platform. That allowed them, I think it saved them like 65 hours a month to then actually focus on other more improvement or optimization type of things, as opposed to doing some manual work. So I think in terms of that continuous optimization, be sure to also see what can you automate, right? A lot of our clients are continuously trying to pull reports from 10 different platforms to understand what's going on and then interpret them, but all of them are slightly different. So if you're going to spend a lot of time on those things, it's also going to take away from your actual improvements, and think about like, which product should I improve with what kind of content. So set up those automations. We also have, for example, Repricer. So some of our clients were a little hesitant, but one of them turned it on. They're like, let's test it for a month. And they improved their margin by over 4%. So it's like those things, they're not as crazy as Jess's numbers, but it is very impactful to set up some of those automations in order to, and set the parameters that you would like it or not like it to do, and then make sure you use technology like they're using generative AI in order to do it. So don't have to do everything yourself. See how you can automate as well.
That's great.
So
is there anything else that either of you wanted to make sure we touched on within the topic of marketplace optimizations that actually work?
I would just say, if you're setting it and forgetting it when you launch a new listing, that should be the trigger that you have not a problem, but you need to bring on a solution, right? Whether that be services, whether that be a partner, whether that be a tool, or all of it. If you're not refreshing your content, you're behind, regardless of what endpoint you're on, because shopper search and all of those things are changing constantly. Content requirements are changing constantly. So just start somewhere. Start with a small set of SKUs and go from there, and figure out the tools that will work best for you to be able to scale that program once you show success.
Yeah, I would say to add to that, I think also generative or with AI, a lot of the searches are starting to happen there. A lot of the buying decisions are starting to happen there. So it is going to even change faster. I think no one really knows how AI platforms are currently identifying products and recommending products. But staying on top of that and making sure you stay, and I think that's my biggest learning so far with what we're seeing with it, is making sure that your products are in a lot of different places and a lot of different people talk positively about your products. That is what's going to drive you also higher up in the AI kind of like product search ranking. So definitely don't stand still. Definitely don't only look at, hey, my Amazon's doing so well, I'm just going to continue there. Because if Amazon turns off, and actually they already turned part of it off, to let AI do the searches on Amazon, then where is AI going to find that content, right? So I think make sure you also think of the grand scheme of things, because we're seeing a big uptick in the purchases, or at least the buying decisions being made on AI.
Yeah, we have a great Citation has started to really dive into AEO and GEO and making sure that that's another factor when we're doing keyword research and content optimizations. We actually have a really great blog on our website that we can send out as well around GEO and AEO specifically, because that's where already I saw a crazy stat. It was like 30-something% of people are already starting their search in ChatGPT. So it's here.
I missed that one. I'm looking forward to read it. Yeah,
Yeah.
should.